G-Shock isn't just about telling time, it's about proving how tough a watch can be. Since it was created by Kikuo Ibe in 1983, G-Shock has become famous for watches that are strong, stylish, and built to survive almost anything. In 2026, the lineup is better than ever. Today we're looking at the top 5 G-Shock watches that truly show what this legendary brand can do. Number 5. G-Shock GA2100. Casio. Every cultural moment has an object at its center, something that captures the energy of its time so completely and so efficiently that it becomes impossible to separate from the era that produced it. The GA2100 Casio is that object for the 2020s watch world. The octagonal bezel that earned it its famous nickname, the slim carbon core guard case that made it the thinnest G-Shock ever produced at the time of its introduction, the analog digital display that strikes the exact balance between legibility and visual sophistication. All of it came together in a watch that resonated with an audience far beyond G-Shock's traditional base. Designers wore it, architects wore it. People who had never owned a G-Shock in their lives put it on and felt immediately like they had made a correct decision. In 2026, the Casio is available in a range of colorways that span from understated earth tones to bold monochromes to limited editions that sell out in hours. But the core proposition never changes. It is a beautifully designed, genuinely tough, remarkably slim G-Shock that costs a fraction of the watches it consistently gets compared to and gives back everything those comparisons promise. Start here. You will not regret it. Number 4. G-Shock GW9400 Rangeman. There is a category of watch purchase that has nothing to do with style, nothing to do with fashion cycles or forum consensus, or what looks good on a particular wrist size. A purchase made purely and entirely on the basis of capability. What does this watch do? What will it survive? What does it give back when the environment it enters is genuinely hostile rather than merely inconvenient? The Rangeman is the G-Shock built for exactly that question and the people serious enough to ask it. Adopted by the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force and built to U.S. military MIL STD-810 specification for shock, vibration, temperature extremes, and humidity resistance, it integrates a compass, barometer, altimeter, and thermometer with multi-band atomic timekeeping and tough solar charging in a package that eliminates battery anxiety, accuracy drift, and navigation uncertainty from the field equation simultaneously. In 2026, as outdoor activity culture continues its rapid expansion and the demand for gear that performs rather than merely performs adjacent to performance grows louder, the Rangeman's answer has never sounded more relevant. It is the watch that goes where most watches decline the invitation. It never declines. It never fails. In the long history of G-Shock, that combination of qualities has never been assembled more completely or delivered more convincingly than it is right here. Number 3. G-Shock GMW B5000 Full Metal. For 40 years, G-Shock built its identity in resin. Tough, light, colorful, and entirely comfortable with the fact that it was not trying to be anything other than what it was. Then Casio took the original 1983 silhouette, the square case that started everything, and reinterpreted it entirely in stainless steel, and the result was not simply a more expensive G-Shock. It was a revelation about what G-Shock had always been beneath the surface. The GMW B5000 Full Metal wears its anniversary with a weight and authority that the resin version, for all its charm, simply cannot deliver. The angular case catches light from every direction. The metal bracelet flows with a fluidity that makes the watch feel as refined as it is indestructible. The multi-band 6 atomic timekeeping and tough solar charging are present as standard, because Casio understood that making the watch beautiful did not mean making it less capable. In 2026, the Full Metal has become the G-Shock that watch collectors bring into conversations with Swiss sports watches, not as a provocation, but as a genuine considered alternative that holds its own on finishing quality, wears with comparable authority, and costs a fraction of what the Swiss alternatives charge for a comparable wearing experience. This is G-Shock grown up, dressed up, and refusing to apologize for either. Number 2. G-Shock GA-B2100 Casio Solar Bluetooth. The original Casio rewrote what people expected from a G-Shock at its price point. The GA-B2100 takes everything that made the original so quietly revolutionary and adds the 2 features that transform a watch from a great daily wearer into an indispensable one: solar charging and Bluetooth connectivity. The solar panel embedded invisibly beneath the dial means the watch charges from ambient light, natural or artificial, and never asks you to think about a battery replacement. The Bluetooth connection to a smartphone app means the time is always precisely synchronized. Daylight-saving adjustments happen automatically, and the watch's world time and alarm functions can be managed from your phone without pressing a single button in the dark at 5 a.m. before a flight. None of that would matter if the watch didn't look the way it does. But the GA-B2100 carries the Casio's design language forward with complete fidelity, and in 2026, it is available in colorways that range from military-adjacent earth tones to bold seasonal releases that consistently generate waiting lists at the point of release. In a G-Shock lineup full of extraordinary choices, the GA-B2100 is the one that manages to be all things simultaneously. Stylish enough for the fashion-conscious, capable enough for the tool-watch obsessive, connected enough for the tech-forward, and priced reasonably enough that none of those groups has to compromise to get here. Number 1. G-Shock MRG B2000 MRG Titanium. Everything on this list has been building toward this. The MRG B2000 is not simply the best G-Shock in 2026. It is one of the best watches in 2026, in any category at any price point. And making that statement with confidence requires having spent enough time with the watch to understand that it occupies territory that no amount of prior G-Shock ownership fully prepares you for. The full titanium case is treated with Casio's proprietary bright surface technology, a coating so hard and so perfectly finished that it creates mirror surfaces of a quality that Japanese and Swiss watchmakers spend considerable resources attempting to achieve through Zaratsu polishing and related techniques. The forged and hammered bracelet links echo traditional Japanese metalworking craft traditions that are centuries old, which means the watch on your wrist carries cultural heritage as deep and as genuine as any Swiss complication you could name. The multi-band 6 atomic timekeeping and tough solar charging ensure that all of that craft and beauty is paired with absolute practical reliability. In 2026, as the definition of luxury in watchmaking continues to broaden beyond Swiss geography and mechanical complexity, the MRG stands as the most complete argument G-Shock has ever made. That craft, heritage, toughness, and beauty are not in tension with each other, but are, in the right hands, exactly the same thing. This is the one, the best G-Shock ever made. Wear it and you will know it immediately, completely, and without the slightest doubt.